Okay, the time is 4 o'clock. I will call the City of Fort Atkinson Plan Commission meeting to order. Tuesday, May 24th, 2022, 4 p.m. Here at the municipal building. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Highfield. Here. Commissioner Kesenick. Here. Commissioner Lesko-Hare.
Here.
Commissioner Schultz.
Here.
Manager Lemire.
Here.
Engineer Selly.
Here.
Okay. Public comments. The Plan Commission will receive comments from city residents. Comments are generally limited to 3 minutes per individual. Anyone wishing to speak is required to sign up in advance or state the following items for the record when called upon: name, address, subject matter, and contact information. No action will be taken on any public comments unless the item is also elsewhere on the agenda. Are there any public comments here today? This will be the second call for public comments. Okay, this is the third and final call for public comments. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to item number 4, which is review and possible action relating to the minutes of the April 26, 2022 regular Plan Commission meeting.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Item number 5 is review and possible action on a special area design review request from the Fort Atkinson Beautification Council for a mural on a city-owned building located at 31 North Water Street West.
Michelle, could you hit that recording thing over there on the other? Thanks. Yeah, this is a request from the Fort Atkinson Beautification Council. It is on a city building, so the city is shepherding this through the various approvals. Jude Hartwick is here to speak on behalf of the Beautification Council. So if you wanted to hop up and kind of give a few words about the approach here in the building. And
my name is Jude Hartwick. I'm president of the Beautification Council. And here to ask that we be allowed to look at a mural. But also this year to basically scrape the white pieces that you see here on the frame on the building, which is a reservoir, and then to paint those a tan color. So with a special kind paint, which is from Henry Perkin Company down in Chicago. So it's a special mural paint. And the reason that I'm asking for that is the paint is peeling. So here with my fingernail, I pulled off a piece. So sorry, maybe this is illegal, I don't know. But, so it was on the ground. All right. So, and I just went over, and so the paint that's there is not sufficient. It'll be eventually peeling. In fact, I think the top ones in particular, you may be able to see splotches where they are, it is falling off. And it's just, this is not paint that was designed for this. So it lasted maybe 5 or 6 years. So what we're hoping to do, and you probably have the pictures or the photos of the mural. So it's a part of the historic mural that's also on the water department building. And if you'd like, I can explain these. So, but there is a tree that is there, and we're hoping that the tree can stay there. So, but that is why the top 3 panels are sky scenes. So, because there's really no point, they can be sky scenes, and the bottom part will be visible. And those pieces show the history of Fort Atkinson in various stages. On this first panel, you can see the effigy mountains on the left across the river. The river runs right in the middle of it. And then some of the Jones Building, Northwestern Manufacturing, so, and the Rufus Dodge, so timber frame house that now sits over by the high school. Some of these items are a little out of geographic sequence, but that's a mural. Okay, they don't have to necessarily be all together. So the second one in particular, you see the fireside, which is further down on the south side of town. So, and then the Eli May House, which is up by Walgreens, the former NASCO building. So, and then there's a raft, and then the Dwight Foster House and the Louis Lorman the junkyard, and then the third one has, oh, and the Ford, where you can see the Ford, and the Better Stocks building. There's the St. Paul's Evangelical Kirche, the Fort Community building, the library, and then the Eli May House. So very historical sites, fishermen along the river as well. So we've tried to keep with our theme, and we're asking the same artists to do these. But that is a year away before coming to you again, asking for permission. And the reason is because of peeling, we want to make sure that this sticks. So we had some difficulty early on trying to figure out how we could do this. And in talking to the, I guess, engineers over at the paint company, they assured me that the paint will stick to a building as long as it's not wet when we put it up. And so, but even talking to the engineering architects or whatever they are, the experts from the paint company, we wanted to try it for a year, make sure that it works. So if it doesn't work, so then we'll go back to plan H or K or whatever we're at. So we'll try something new. But before we want to make sure, and so that's why we're coming to you.
Yeah, from the city's side of things, we've had a number of discussions about the application, I guess, on the reservoir. I think Jude has answered all the questions. It's really more questions for him and the longevity of the mural, given that building is full of 50,000 gallons of water at most times. And creates a temperature difference. So I think, this approach to kind of testing out the paint and the application first before painting the mural is prudent. The only other thing from city staff standpoint that we'd like to I guess get a commitment from the beautification council on is just the long term for these murals. We would like to open a discussion about how to fund these perhaps, in 25, 30 years when they need to be, I don't know, touched up or perhaps repainted. I'm not sure the life expectancy on these, but certainly beautiful the day you put it on, but like much of the infrastructure I work on, it's never as good as the day you build it, right? So we'll plan for the long term on these a little bit and make sure we've got a second option in place at some point when that becomes something that these guys in the audience have to deal with.
I would love to say that I'll be around in 25 years able to do this, but I highly doubt it. So, okay, so nor do I think that you all will be here either to approve it. Yeah.
Right.
So when we look at that, you hope that some of these young guys will be here to take it over. Right now, when one of the reasons we chose this particular paint is its longevity. So the murals, they do have some over in Europe. This company was in Europe, and they ran this paint as lasting exterior mural based paint 25 to 50 years. So some even lasting up to 100. So will it last that long? I don't know. It'll need some touch up. So if I'm around, I'll help touch up. So I don't be going up on a ladder too much longer, but I do have a kid here in town who was more than willing to volunteer for that. Maybe, but we'll see. So I guess I can't answer that the question 25 years down the road, but I'm hoping that it'll last. Right now, I think that we are 4 years into the mural on the water department building. Mm-hmm. And I went over just recently and I saw no peeling, no fading even, which was amazing. So
was that the same brand of paint that
same brand of paint,
okay.
Same artist, as well as the portrait of Blackhawk on Blackhawk building, so or the Blackhawk senior residence. Mm-hmm. That is the same paint. The structure that it's on is a little bit different. That one probably will peel a little bit earlier because of the brick. So and the porousness of the brick. So rather than this being concrete, it should last longer. So, or not concrete, but concrete-based substance.
Jude, do you expect the mural to be painted within a year?
Hopefully next year. So we would look at this and probably to come to you earlier. But again, one of the things that we were hoping is in the spring or the fall. So because there the temperature variance is less. So although this year, if we had picked those really hot days, it would have been a tough one. So, but it'd be better because the water in the tank is probably about 50 degrees when it comes up. And so we want to try and match that because then there'll be less sweating, perspiring from the building itself. And so we pick a seasonal time. Or it'll be early in the morning and we'll just have to cover it. So, but once it dries, it should be set.
Will the muralist be actually putting on the solid color, or will that be done by others?
I'm sorry.
Will the muralist, the painter that's hired to do the scenery, are they going to be painting the solid color that you're testing, or is?
No, I think that we'll be able to do that.
Okay.
So, and we already have the paint.
Okay.
So the paint was purchased for the other reservoir over at Jones Park. So
Mhm.
there's the one that you can walk on, and we do have a mural on that that is of the General's logo, and so that same tannish type of paint will go on the base of that next to the ground, so that's not all white. So, and what I did when we did the other mural, we did what was called an abrasion test. So, and then painted pieces onto that the existing paint that we could not get off, and then painted over it with this new paint, and then waited. I think they suggested 5 days, so waited 5 days and then did a duct tape peel. So and saw if it would peel off, and it did not. So, and I have those records, so they're in some file I have. So yeah, so we'll be doing that again in the spring of next year, just to make sure that it adheres. So, but it's supposed to go through an existing paint into it as long as it's not peeling.
And my understanding is that right now we're just being asked to approve the test panels essentially, but not the final design of the mural, or?
That I don't remember. So, okay. I think
No, I think this approval, this approval would be for the whole thing. And I think we would just kind of adjust that recommendation to say that the test paint or the primer would be completed by the end of this year. And then the full mural would be completed by the end of 2023. Does that sound like an appropriate timeline?
that does. Yeah.
Okay.
And please give us to the end of 2020 in case we have to wait till the fall.
Yep.
It's the same artist.
Mhm.
So, and one of the things that we wanted to do was to keep the same theme. Since they're, especially since they're right next to each other.
Okay.
Any other questions from either those in attendance or those online?
Okay, thank you. Any discussion from Plan Commission members relating to this item? Okay, if not, I would entertain a motion to approve this requested special area design review by the Fort Atkinson Beautification Council with the conditions that the primer coat be completed by 12/31/2022, and the final murals be painted by 12/31/2023, and that the Beautification Council continues to work with the city to talk about long-term maintenance of some of these murals and projects.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion, and Councilmember Schultz, would you care to place that as a second?
Yes, I second.
Thank you. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Next item on the agenda is adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 And we are adjourned at 4:14 PM. Thank you. I know.